What up, Laker fans? D-Mac here. We're coming at you live with another episode of the Lakers 24-8 podcast. We're going to talk about what happened in Game 2, what we want to see in Game 3. And as always, I'm joined by a panel of Lakers experts. To my left, Mr. Noah Cameras. You can follow him at Noah Cameras. And to my right, he brings that noise, Mr. Noel Sanchez. You can follow him at Noise by Noel. And then, of course, you got super producer, our guy behind the boards, the glue of the show. We got Buddy, we got Cody in the mix.
What's going on, guys?
Oh,
He was balling today, man.
Yes,
Maybe the
was.
Lakers could use his shooting.
Yes,
That's what I'm
they
talking about.
I mean, I love D'Lo, but I think Buddy would be
Buddy
able to
should
get
take
more
that
buckets than
spot.
him.
Definitely be better on
Take that
defense, no
spot.
doubt about that.
Yeah,
But let's
most
dive right
definitely.
into it because, look, we're at this point, you have two games on the road, very winnable. Games the Lakers could have stolen at the end, yet they find themselves down 0-2 in a pivotal Game 3. It's a must-win. Look, every playoff game is a must-win, but still this one is on another level. Noah,
yeah.
let's go jump right into that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, what'd you see?
Just really horrible execution from the two best players on the Lakers. I mean, you need LeBron and AD to step up in the fourth quarter. And it was just horrible execution, bad turnovers, bad shot selection. And they really gave away a game that they not only could have won, they should have won. I mean, the Lakers had that game. They were up double digits for a lot of the way. And yeah, Jamal Murray got hot, but the Lakers still should have played well in that fourth quarter. And if it weren't for the poor play of their two superstars, they're going back to LA tied at 1.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Two very winnable games where the Lakers had double-digit leads throughout, games where they had opportunities to pull away, and also games where even after the Nuggets had retaken the lead, the Lakers had a chance to get back into it. I want to ask you about LeBron James late in this game because he has just not looked the part in the fourth quarter. He's been struggling. I don't know if they have to change the name of clutch to something else because he has not been clutch this postseason. 1 for 20 in the fourth quarter from beyond the arc. And I think for me, the play that really sticks out is he gets that steal with 28 seconds left and he goes for the baseline layup. And instead of kicking out to Austin Reeves, who was cooking, he could have pulled in within one and make that very interesting. He blows that layup. But what do you see from LeBron? Do you think it's fatigue? Do you think it's age 38? Do you think he's looking human? I mean, what do you think is the issue with LeBron down the stretch?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a mix of both. Definitely playing in that Denver elevation. It's never the easiest. And really, when I was watching the last 5 minutes of the game, it was a lot of sloppy play on both ends. But like you were telling me earlier, the difference is they have an elite shot maker in Jamal Murray who scored 23 points of his 37 in the fourth quarter. So I think LeBron is still trying to cling on to his old resume, trying to show everybody that he still got it. When clearly, when you're coming off of a second straight game in Denver, you're playing almost the whole game. You're going up against a team that has some elite offense. It's not always going to be easy. So you can't do everything at age 38. So I would have liked for him to kick it out to Austin Reeves and get that offense rolling some more. But, I mean, he had like 3 missed layups and three dunks put together. And, you know, you see him go for that reverse windmill and just completely blow it. I think that's a huge sign as to how he's feeling right now, a huge sign as to how that kind of game winds it up in Denver. So, I mean, I don't like betting against LeBron when his back's against the wall because history shows that he knows what he's doing. But, I mean, these two games are going to be key for him to prove really that he still got it and that he's going to will us to tie the series.
Yeah, no, as Pat Beverly said, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. 4.5 points per game.
When did Pat Bev say that?
Never heard that.
He said that multiple times.
I believe you. I just never heard that one.
I heard it from
I'll
other
play
people,
the
not
clip.
Pat Bev.
Let us know down below in the stream. Let us know down below in the comment section if you heard Pat Beverly say that. But 4.5 points per game in the fourth quarter. He was shooting 34.6% and 5% from beyond the arc. LeJordan would never.
Yeah, I mean, like, men lie and women lie, but I mean, numbers don't. And like that's what that is right there.
It absolutely
Shout out
is.
Pat Bev.
Yeah.
And look, I
Did
think
he say that?
He said that.
But honestly, it's not just the fourth quarter. I mean, I think there were stretches there where you saw him attacking the basket, going downhill, making left-hand layups, right-hand layups, distributing, finding guys. I like having him on Jokic down the stretch,
Yeah, I
kind of
like
getting
that.
AD off him. I think
Got
that was
a lot of strips on Jokic.
got a lot
too.
of strips. I think he was active. I think there were certain plays where he didn't run guys off the three-point line, but still, I think they need more from LeBron. I mean, you're talking about him missing that leak-out transition dunk, missing layups. I mean, do you think this is all just because of the lack of fatigue? Do you think there's anything they can do to get more consistent production from LBJ?
Yeah, I mean, we've never, ever really seen LeBron like this. I mean, we've never seen him missing layups like this much. We've never seen him drop a potential highlight dunk like that. I mean, like everyone's saying, like he's finally showing his age. You have to think, is it fatigue? Is it still that foot from, that maybe he's not 100%. He's still thinking about, I mean, whatever it is, like this obviously is not what we're used to seeing from LeBron. And I mean, you can't blame someone. I mean, this is his 20th year in the league. He's 38 years old. It's like we hold him such a high standard. But at the same time, if he knows he's not going to have his best game, he can't keep trying to dominate a game because he's not the same player he was, 7 years ago when he was dominating Toronto in the playoffs. So I don't think there's a solution as much as LeBron just has to kind of know that his body's not where he thinks he's at in his head, and he can't play the same style of play, and he can't just keep shooting these threes with a lot of time to go on the shot clock when the Lakers don't need him shooting those threes.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to understand that his game has to change if they want to win this series.
Yeah, he has to produce. And I know that a lot of Laker fans that get very sensitive when you say anything negative about LeBron James. To me, I still look at him as a hired gun that was brought in to win championships. It's not like he's some homegrown guy that we grew up loving or anything like that. He has to produce in these big moments. And the reality is, if LeBron James plays 20 or 30% better in games 1 and 2, they at the very least split, and there's a chance that they could have gone up 2-0. You saw the ill-advised 3 in game 1, but he's 0 for 10 from beyond the arc this series. The shot selection, I think down the stretch, fatigue is a factor. And I will say, a lot of respect for LeBron after the game, admitting that fatigue is a factor. I like what he said about if you're not tired at this stage of the playoffs, then you're really not playing hard at all. But do you expect him in games 3 and 4 to be that beast, to be the LeBron that basically was fantastic, went 39-9, shooting over 70% in the closeout against the Warriors? Do you expect to see that LeBron? Or do you think, from a matchup standpoint, it's something? I mean, they're running that Rams screen action to get him switched on to Murray. I think that's kind of taking some energy off him. But do you think that you can get beast mode LeBron for the rest of the series, Noel?
I mean, you have to think so, especially on offense. Defense is tough, especially that pick and roll between Jamal Murray and Jokic. There's so many miscommunications, and that Denver starting 5 just has so many weapons that it makes it hard to guard that. But on offense, you do need to see a really aggressive LeBron that's getting to the paint, getting those and ones, getting everybody in foul trouble. Because if you don't, that kind of rips out the heart of the team. Anthony Davis can only do so much since he's already holding down the paint on defense, and Austin Reeves is still growing into his own. And I'm sure we're going to talk about D'Lo in a minute. He's having his own struggles. So the tone kind of starts with LeBron, and obviously he is 38 years old. He's in his 20th season. He doesn't have anything left to prove, but he's still chasing that ghost of Michael Jordan. He's still trying to prove to everybody that he has that clutch gene in him, that he's able to will a team into multiple series, multiple franchises. So his time is now to will this Laker team when they're probably at their weakest stage in this postseason, and they're in very unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, and the reality is you can't have AD and LeBron both having off nights. You need at the very least one of those guys to be producing, because this team, they're not deep enough, especially on the road, to expect to beat a team as talented as the Nuggets. So we'll talk about AD's night. There were some plays down the stretch. I didn't like the turnover when they were down 5, and he ends up fouling Jokic. Also, he made that three-pointer and thought he was Steph Curry after that. It resulted in some ill-advised threes. I thought late in the game, Schroeder should have taken that shot, maybe kicked it to Reeves instead. He hits AD in the corner. He misses that 3. But yeah, he started the first half, goes 1 for 6. In total, he goes 4 for 15 on the night, 1 for 3 from 3. 14 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 4 blocks, 4 fouls in 41 minutes, and was a -10 overall. I'm not a big minus-plus guy. I'm more of a net rating guy. But what are your thoughts on AD's performance, and do you think he gets back to being always dominant in Game 3?
Yeah, I mean, this has been AD all playoffs. One great game, one bad game. One great game, one bad game. And he had the insane 40-10 game in Game 1, 3 blocks, 2 steals. And Game 2, he's silent. I mean, he was so bad, I barely remember what he did in Game 2, which is a really bad sign to be saying that about the best player on this team that barely. I mean, I remember that turnover. I remember that one made 3. I remember his 2 other missed 3s. But, for the most part, AD kind of just felt like he was silent that game. And you can't have your superstar big man be silent in a playoff game. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a Game 3, so he should be on this game. I mean, that's kind of what's expected. But the question is, can he put 2 straight good games in a row? Because the Lakers don't need to win 1 in L.A. The Lakers need to win 2 in L.A. So they need LeBron and AD to have back-to-back really good games and dominate the Nuggets and get back in the series. I think they'll be able to. But yeah, I mean, you can't have AD going this every other day type thing, because in the playoffs, you can't be giving up games like that.
Yeah, I know. I love that you bring that up. The fact that he has 1 good game, 1 bad game, and he's not consistent. That is what separates the good, the great, and the elite players. The elite players, they're great every single night, and you just needed more from him. He was missing chippies around the rim. I just don't like the fact that they're plugging Jokic in the paint, playing that drop coverage, get downhill, attack. I mean, he's very passive in certain stretches. I think fatigue's a factor for him. I think they rely a lot on him on the defensive end. I think that is taking its toll on him as well. But they need more from him offensively. Wouldn't you agree, Noel?
100%. I mean, just like I was saying earlier, that he definitely does have a lot of responsibilities on the defensive end. But I'd say time and time again that he could be the best two-way player in the game. He could easily be the most dominant player in the game. He has the skill set. He has the physical capabilities. He just needs to really get that motor in him again that he's shown. Like you said, 41 points in game one, was able to take over that second half. I think we need to see that more often. LeBron is getting up there in age, and he's not able to take over games the way he used to. But Anthony Davis, there's really no excuse for him. And knock on wood, but he's been healthy. You know, he's been able to put everything together, and everything is there for him to take over the game and show his offensive skill set and get down low in the paint. Like I like when he takes the elbow jumpers because he's hitting them at a higher rate, but he needs to get in the paint and use his post moves and just body Jokic down low.
Yeah, absolutely. That's clearly the game plan from Malone and the Nuggets is they want to make this Lakers team try to beat them from beyond the arc. They want to sit back and try to dare them to shoot, and they're doing that, and they're not having the results. The Lakers aren't able to hit with any consistency from beyond the arc. And also, too, I want to say that the other Laker defenders, they've done a porous job on running the Nuggets three-point shooters off the line, especially when AD's behind them. So you got to help out AD. So, yeah, it wasn't the best AD game, but we have to talk about D'Angelo Russell. So D'Angelo Russell, I'm looking at you. I was halfway to filling out my D-Lo apology form.
It's
and
in the trash now, huh?
Yeah, I think it was a erasable pen. So,
thank
yeah,
God.
it's a erasable pen. So I'm not throwing it away because I think he could go off. You never know with D'Lo.
He likes playing at home.
He likes playing at home. That's good. That's a good point. He likes that home cooking. Did hit a three early in the game, but yeah, he's a guy, if you look at the net rating across the board, he's a minus 41.
Yeah, it's
And he's really struggled. But to me, like we talked about on the show that didn't air previously, is that this just hasn't been his series. It's a bad matchup, just like Rui was a bad matchup for the Golden State Warriors. Is a bad series for him. But is there anything they can do, Noel, to maybe get him active, to maybe find a way to have him catch a rhythm and contribute offensively?
I mean, I do know that they win a lot more games when he shoots more, so I think getting him involved a little more on offense would help. But realistically, it's the defensive side of things that is taking him out of games, because I think Darvin Ham would be more than willing to let him keep shooting and let him play his way out of a funk. But if every time he gets switched onto a Jamal Murray, or every time he gets switched onto a Michael Porter Jr. and they're just shooting over him or just like blowing past him, there's really no like real reason why Darvin Ham should keep him in the game, because at that point he's hurting the team on both ends and he's virtually unplayable. But like you said, he likes playing at home. I know he averages like 18 points and like 4 to 6 assists every time he's played at home this postseason. So he loves that LA crowd and he thrives off of the energy. So I'm looking at him to have really big 2 games, because we need it. We need all the offense we can get. And our bread and butter is going to be to outscore the Denver Nuggets, unfortunately, because our defense it's not looking too hot right now.
Yeah, he goes 10 points, 3 of 8 shooting, 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. He was more active defensively. There was more effort there. 2 steals, 1 block, did have 5 dimes and 3 boards. But will he have a bounce back game in Game 3, Noah?
I hope so. I mean, it kind of just feels like, like I said, it's a mismatch series for D'Lo. It kind of feels like he has to shoot like 75% from the field to like be able to stay in the game because of how bad his defense is. So unless he's like red hot early, he's just going to end up losing the minutes to Schroeder, who's just playing better defense overall. Now, I hope that D'Lo can get hot early because, like I said, he likes playing with that home crowd. He loves hitting those threes and pumping up the arena. And I mean, he's fed off it since the Lakers traded for him. So you hope that helps. You hope that he has at least back-to-back good games at home just to kind of get the Lakers back in this series. But if he's not shooting well, it's going to be a short leash because they can't have him out there to die on defense.
Yeah, and he's hurting them from a rebounding standpoint. You saw that in Game 1. And they have him on his heels, and they're playing him off the court defensively. Now, the question I have for you guys, though, is this a situation where at this point, Game 3, you've seen the results of Game 1 and 2, do you say maybe you go with Schroeder? Maybe you do you not start D'Angelo Russell, or do you worry about, hey, maybe if we bench him, we might lose him in a situation where offensively he needs to step up? Because I think that's what they're missing, too, is his playmaking. I think the Lakers' offense has been very one-dimensional from beyond the arc. But do you think maybe at this point you start considering maybe having him come off the bench?
I mean, it could work because he's kind of like that streaky shooter where if he kind of can come off the bench and less pressure, bring a spark, it would be great. But also I feel like D'Lo's not someone who wants to come off the bench. I feel like that's going to almost take him out of the game more if he's coming off the bench. And then, of course, later in the offseason, that could really kind of turn him away from this Lakers team. I don't even know if they want to keep him anymore. But, it's kind of just like I feel like having D'Lo come off the bench almost takes him out of the game even more. And the last thing you need is to be out of the game even more. You kind of just need him fully focused. And if that means just being there at the jump and hopefully getting like a quick mid-range jumper like early in the game to try to see one go in, like maybe that's what it is.
See, in my opinion, I think they're cooking him so hard that I think you might have to consider going with Dennis Schroeder early on because Jamal Murray is in such a great spot. I think the best thing he did in game 1 was getting those 2 quick fouls on KCP. So,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
if that's
no,
your
that
best
was huge.
contribution,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
huge.
saying much. I thought he was going to get off to a nice start after he hit that wing 3, but
And he got a steal, like first play of the game,
Yeah.
and hit
Steal.
Vando. Yeah.
yeah.
And then it just went downhill.
Yeah. No, trust me. I'm trying to will the reverse hedge. I want everyone to say I was wrong, and I hope that he
Yeah.
goes off because I don't see this Lakers team advancing if they get nothing from D'Angelo Russell because they are getting the contributions from Rui. But heading into game 3, what is your biggest key to a Lakers win, Mr. Noah Cameras?
I mean, it has to just be LeBron James stepping up a little bit. I mean, you can't have LeBron shooting as poorly as he's shooting from the field. You can't have him making bad decisions, not getting back, whatever it is. I mean, you need LeBron to. He doesn't have to be great, but he can't hurt the team. And in game 2, LeBron hurt the team. As long as LeBron doesn't hurt the team in game 3, they should have a good chance at winning. I mean, I still firmly believe that the Lakers are going to win both these games at home because I feel like they should already at least have one win. So I feel like the Lakers, this is like such a crazy thing to say, but I feel like the Lakers are better than the Nuggets. I mean, it's such a crazy thing, but I just feel like this Lakers team is better. They're just making more mistakes at really bad times. But I feel like this Laker team is more than good enough to win this series. And it starts with their star player not, being detrimental to the team.
Yeah, and I think it all starts with LeBron. I think the common thread for the Lakers in this series is bad shot selection,
Yeah,
just
horrible.
settling for jumpers. And I think LeBron kind of sets the tone from that standpoint. If they see LeBron going freight train to the lane like we saw in the first quarter, they feed off that. But Noel, give me a key.
I think it's going to be transition defense because
That's a big one.
we've already seen the Lakers kind of get their half-court defense down to a crisp. This Nuggets team is tough, I will say. They're one of the toughest teams in the league. They have some beautiful sets, some beautiful plays where they just basically run off each other's shoulders and they're able to get shots off, whether it be KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. But that transition defense is ugly to watch, especially in the first half. You just see guys like Jamal or KCP or even Jokic sometimes just kind of bringing the ball down and getting past everyone. And like Mr. Gary Lee was saying earlier, it starts with LBJ and AD because they're kind of setting the tone, not getting back on time, not hustling back. So if they shut down those fast breaks and those transition buckets early, they're going to be in a good place. And it's all about stringing together 4 good quarters to play. Because game 1, that first half was ugly. Then yesterday, they kind of lost their ways in the third quarter. So if they string together 4 good quarters, we're in solid shape.
Yeah, I think that's a great point about the transition D. Too many easy buckets, and I think that has a lot to do with the 5,276 feet above sea level. They were
math
clearly
guy.
they were sucking wind. They were sucking wind, and they clearly were gassed. And I think you're starting to see all those playoff level games after the trade. It's starting to kind of take their
Yeah, they're
toll
tired.
when this Nuggets
Sucking
team has
wins.
really cruised.
They've been
But
sucking wins. I mean, all series.
sucking wind, man. Like I was today when we were playing pickup hoop, man.
We're sucking
I,
wins.
I needed oxygen. I needed an IV.
But like you, honestly, I was thinking about your player comparison. I think you're a mix of Nikola Jokic,
oh, you're too kind.
Joel Embiid, and Chris Kaman.
I think it's
but
I think it's way closer to Chris Kaman than the other guys, but I appreciate you.
Yes,
I
sir,
think
yes,
you're like
sir.
Jordan, Kobe, LeBron just rolled into one.
I appreciate
But
that.
yeah, so no, I mean, yeah, you look at this team, this Laker team has their work cut out for them. But I'm going to go to you, the baller of the day,
My
buddy.
buddy.
Give me a key.
Well, first of all, Doug, I appreciate that. I just go out there and try to do my thing.
Humbly, you
But-
like Tatum.
Humbly one of the best.
But not that shirt.
Humbly
though.
one
I
of the
see
best-
that.
oh,
Not
yeah.
that
Horrible
shirt.
shirt. So
Yeah.
I got to
cringy.
see the shirt.
Ugly.
So cringy.
What shirt
it
is
just
it?
says humbly.
It
He
says
was warming up in
humbly.
it. It says
It's
humbly.
really cringy.
I
Yeah,
bet
it's
you we
pretty
like
bad.
it.
I will
I bet you we like it.
I knew you.
No, but it's still just cringy. Like,
Yeah,
you're
it's
so,
pretty bad.
I'm copping.
It's like
I'm wearing it the next show.
It's like I got you today.
I got you.
Oh,
today.
remember when Kobe texts us back, Lakers in 6?
All right.
We're getting
All right, go.
All right, key to this starts and ends with the 2 big dogs, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis missed. Yes, he had a bad game, but he did miss some shots he normally makes
Yeah.
in game 2. And then
big dog.
you could argue that LeBron James lost them both game 1 and game 2.
You really could.
They made that comeback in game 1, and his bad shot selection cost him. You could argue cost him game 1, and then his bad shot selection in game 2 in the second half cost him that too. So, starts and ends with the 2 big dogs. And
Big dog.
speaking of D'Lo, I think he's gonna have a great game. He's back at home. He loves that home crowd. And yeah, those 2 guys are the key.
Give me
to
your
get these
player
two
of the
wins.
game.
Player of the game. LeBron James.
There you go.
LeBron James.
The big dog.
LBJ, player
Yes,
of the
sir.
game.
I've been saying LeBron for the first 2 games, and I've just been so wrong. So I'm gonna go different, and I'm gonna say Austin Reeves.
I might get my 30 piece. I was about to say that.
29.
29 because he was the he's the anti D'Lo out there.
Yeah.
D'Lo's minus 16. Reeves was the team high plus 13.
Yes,
so
He's
So,
also
yeah.
been by far their best player in the clutch. Like by far, he's like the only guy who can get a bucket. In
You
the
need a
clutch.
wheelbarrow for his.
I mean,
you know what I'm
it's-
saying?
it's-
He got the Brinks truck. He
Yeah,
comes in,
yeah,
he got
yeah.
the Brinks truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I mean, Austin Reeves is just kind of. I mean, he kind of saved them in the clutch. I mean, if they won either of those games, it's totally because of Austin Reeves. So another at-home big game. He's gonna get those and ones. He's gonna hit those threes. Over 20 points for Reeves in a really big game.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that. Can I get a player of the game, Noel?
You know, it's tough. I see a lot of people coming up clutch for us. Gonna need to have some huge games, but I'm rock with Anthony Davis. Always dominant. We start and we finish with him. He needs to set the tone in this first game back in LA. Like you said, it's like one good game, one bad game. So I mean, we're on par for a really good game again.
It's happening. 40.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to go home, get his hair braided again. So I think we'll be in good shape.
You got okay. So predictions for my player of the
player
game.
of the game. Whoa.
For my player, I'm actually I'm gonna go with Austin Reeves too. I think right now Austin Reeves.
Bro, you're selling.
So am I selling because of that? Okay, let's
No,
go.
I'm kidding.
Let's go with Rui again. Let's go with Rui again. He had 21 points, 8 of 10.
Huge.
Double pump layups, going baseline dunks, hitting wing three. So I love
He
what
also
I'm
said
seeing.
that the Nuggets don't have any rim protection. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, no, I mean he started the game 8 for 8.
Yeah, it was
That was
incredible.
insane.
It was
He said
incredible.
if he doesn't get that hot in the first half, we're in really bad shape.
Oh, they
We're
lose
in
by
really bad
20.
shape.
Mount Hachimura, man, I'm telling you, he's gonna
Yeah.
bring it. But yeah, I think also too the biggest key is not just one player at home,
Yeah,
not
so
one
that
great
you
player.
need a
It's
lot
getting
of
the
guys.
Lonnie Walkers, having the Dennis Schroeders, having that collection of talent that we've
Yeah,
seen
Malik Beasley.
step up. Malik Beasley, no,
The
He-
Shaq Harrisons, the Tristan
Yeah.
Thompsons.
maybe not having
I mean,
Jokic
Max
flop,
Christie could
the flop
work.
star. But yeah,
Ooh.
predictions for Game 3. I mean, I think MVP could be the script writers. I think Game 3. You don't want to have the Lakers go down 3-0. But I think the Lakers take Game 3. Like I said in our first preview show, I think that one did air, right? The first
one
one,
did air.
that one did air. That one I said it would go 2-2. They go chalk for the first
How
4
you, how you
games.
feeling about that prediction right now?
I'm feeling pretty good about that
should tweet a
prediction.
little more about
Yeah,
it.
I feel as good about that prediction as I feel about Miguel Vargas' stock with the Dodgers. But that's a different sport.
Oh, the baseball team.
Oh,
The
the
baseball,
baseball
yeah,
team.
the baseball team. But yeah, I'm going Lakers in Game 3. Final score, give me 112.
Well, I was gonna say 112.
Damn.
Copycat.
Whoa, we're
Doug.
selling.
112. 112 to 105. 112, 105.
Okay, so that's what I was initially thinking.
That
but
same score, the second one
I
too.
swear to God.
Dude, we're like Kobe and Powell after that thing. Was like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
when
good
he's
this,
like-
you know.
Yeah, so no, I decided that I'm actually gonna. It's gonna be I think the Lakers are gonna win by a little more. I think it's gonna be Lakers 116, Nuggets 101. I think it's gonna be kind of like a blowout type. I think the Lakers
It's gonna be an angry
They
Lakers.
need a comfortable
Yeah,
win.
they need a comfortable win. And I think that maybe not 15 points, but like it's gonna be a double digit win for the Lakers. I feel it.
Double-digit win. Okay, buddy, give me a score prediction, my man.
Yeah, man. I mean, Lakers have to win this. No one's ever come back down to 0-3, but Lakers are going
Make
to
history.
win. They need to win. 115-109 Lake Show.
Solid.
Morocco with 125, 118 Lakers win.
I want to give some credit. He was dealing with a low scoring game in Game 2 that didn't air,
didn't air.
but he said it was gonna be a low scoring game, and he was right. I was a low.
We'll get to that
scoring
light
game.
work. What is it? Lightroom?
Lightroom.
Lightroom.
Put on that
Lightroom. Is it?
Lightroom.
I do want to say one
High-
last thing is
high-scoring game.
Darvin Ham. I think this is a legacy game for him. I really do. I know. I do. For his Lakers career. For his Lakers. No,
Yeah,
not that this will ruin his legacy. Not that this will ruin his
That's
legacy.
kind of what a legacy defining game is.
No,
This
but
is
I
a
think that this
legacy
will
game.
go, if you look at the pantheon of great coaches, right? It's usually one game that really gets you over the hump, right?
Yeah.
And Darvin Ham, I think I look at that fourth quarter when the Nuggets went on a 20-5 run. What did they do? They rode their horses. Murray and Jokic were out there the whole time. AD was on the bench. I think it was a masterclass from Darvin Ham
Yeah.
in the second round against the Warriors in the semis. Game 1 going against 3-guard lineup that ruined Game 1. I think the lineup in Game 2 late. I think not having a shorter leash on D'Angelo Russell. So I'm looking for Darvin Ham to step up in a big way. So, hey,
No,
that's
I like that. For me, this is a legacy game for Max Christie.
Max Christie,
Yeah.
Michigan State trap.
I mean, if he doesn't show up this game, this might be a bad career. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think, I think this is a legacy day game for Tristan Thompson, who got some, your guy,
He
I
got.
mean,
he,
if Kim K's at the game again,
Tristan
definitely.
got 12 seconds to run, so
TT.
we'll see what happens.
But that is going to do it for this episode of the Lakers 24-8 podcast. And let us know down below in the comment section. Give us your predictions for Game 3. Give us a score prediction. Give us a key to the game. Special shout out to our guy, Cody, Lou, and Buddy behind the boards,
My buddy.
Ricardo. And then on my left, you know him. He brings He brings all the
He brings
facts.
the
He brings the
noise.
expertise. Mr. Noah Cameras. Go follow him. He is an elite Lakers follow, bringing you the stats, bringing you the info. Wears a nice suit in his profile pic.
I do.
Joe,
I
go
do.
check
He
that
has
out.
nice eyes, according to James Worthy.
James Worthy did say, Laker legend did say
Laker
that.
legend.
And
He
so
did.
and so did Doug. So that's two guys.
Yeah. And I got an eye for talent, and this guy has it on my right. Noise by Noel. Bring that fire on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all platforms.
sir.
Go follow him
YouTube.
at Noise
Yes, sir.
by
LA Sports
Noel.
Report.
Sports Support.
Your mom's favorite sports TikToker right here, Mr. Noise by Noel. Noel Sanchez. Follow him at Noise
Yes,
by Noel.
sir.
My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you're new to the channel, by the way, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and like I said, drop your takes down below. And until next time, go Lakers!
It's
This
a
is-
parade inside my city.
Yeah!
Shout out Cheesecake.
Oh!